What grade are you in?
Fourth grade?
Do you like the fourth grade?
Yeah. Want to meet my classmates?
I guess...
Okay, here they are.
Wow. Mind if I ask your class a question?
Sure.
Who here feels like you belong at the school?
Those of us in yellow feel like we belong. Why do you ask?
Feeling like you belong is really important. It helps you feel better and do well in school. Oh, hi, fifth graders. Who here feels like you belong in school?
But this is just our school, right? Not like all kids?
Actually, the faces here represent about 40 million students surveyed in the past 3 years. Could I just talk to fifth graders for a second? I just want you to know that a lot's going to change in your lives in the next year.
We know we're going to middle school next year.
But the changes I want to talk about will happen in your brain. Your brains will become more malleable. That means they'll be like a block of clay, softening up so they can be resculpted. The first period of this brain malleability is from ages 0 to 3, when our brains grow rapidly. We create billions of new brain cells and neural connections. But the second period of malleability, often between ages 11 and 14, is when your neural connections are reorganized. Our brains become highly sensitive to what we experience, both good and bad. And we're especially sensitive to social acceptance and rejection. So hanging out with friends feels better than it does at other points in our lives, while being rejected or bullied feels worse. These experiences rewire our brains. Some neural connections get stronger, while others get cut off. Meanwhile, your brain will also develop a greater capacity for self-direction, so you'll want more autonomy on what to wear, what to say, or how to spend your time. Let's go see how sixth graders are doing. Hey, sixth graders, how's it going?
Honestly, not great.
Well, here's how much fifth graders feel like they belong in school. How about you? Whoa. Sixth graders feel way less school belonging. What's wrong?
We switched schools and our friendships got all messed up. I love my fifth grade teacher, and now I have a different teacher for each subject. There's no recess, and our breaks are so short, we never get to just hang out.
Okay, what about seventh graders? Oh, things don't get much better for seventh graders. Who has a good relationship with your teachers? Who has supportive relationships?
It's definitely not our teachers, though.
Who frequently experienced positive feelings in the past week?
Is this middle school suffering inevitable?
That's a really good question. About 120 years ago, there were no middle schools. Most school districts had one school for kindergarten to 8th grade. But as more people moved to cities, these schools got crowded. So districts started opening new schools for 7th and 8th graders called junior high schools. The idea was that it would cater to what junior high kids need. Basically, they need to be able to explore different subjects and see how they connect together, ideally with one teacher they can trust. But instead, these junior highs were run like high schools. They separated the subjects by specific content and had different teachers for each subject, and students had to go to each class on a tight, rigid schedule. So in the 1960s, some education experts suggested revamping education for kids this age to actually meet their needs. They called it middle school, and this time it included 6th graders. More and more districts adopted the middle school model. But did middle schools actually help students? Well, researchers have this really smart idea. What if we compare how middle school kids are doing versus kids who still attend K-8 schools? They found that 6th, 7th, and 8th graders who attend middle schools learn less while feeling lower levels of belonging and self-esteem when compared to kids who attend K-8 schools. One 2010 study of New York City students looked at what parents feel about the quality of education in both middle school and K-8 schools. Here's how parents of K-8 students rated the quality of education. And here's how parents of K-5 kids rated the quality of education. Thus far, better than K-8 schools. But when they hit middle school, bam, things aren't as good. There's a catch though. Notice how 5th graders in a K-5 school do better than 5th graders in a K-8 school? Researchers have found that being the oldest kid in school actually helps a lot, while going to school with older kids is hard. So they found that the amount of learning someone gains as a 4th and 5th grader here actually makes up for the learning lost in middle school over here. In short, if we got rid of middle school, you might think worse about your elementary school experience.
I don't care. I can't wait for 8th grade and high school.
Sorry to break it to you, but your sense of belonging stays low through 8th grade and into high school. And it only gets slightly better at the end of high school.
Why do you even care about us? You're an adult.
I read a book about middle school by a school counselor named Phyllis Fagel, and she wrote, "This phase is the last best chance to raise thoughtful, ethical, kind, responsible people. This part of your life restructures your brains. It changes the way you think about the world. And I suppose during this important time, I want you to experience a world that makes you feel like you belong. A world that makes you feel like you're wanted."
Wait, did you like middle school?
Honestly, no. But at the time, I thought something was wrong with me.
Like what? Were you like a nerd?
Yes, I loved Pokemon, so I guess I spent most of my time thinking about how to evolve my Bulbasaur.
I like Pokemon too. So am I like mid-evolution? Like I just have to evolve to be a high schooler and then a good adult?
I used to think you were a pre-evolution adult and that your brain just needed to mature, but all of us are constantly evolving. So I think we should focus more on who you are right now, rather than focusing entirely on who you'll turn into.
Will things get better?
Well, the data says no. Your sense of belonging won't really recover. And you won't experience as many positive feelings as you did when you were young. But you will continue to have supportive relationships in your life. Meanwhile, your brain will keep developing. You'll get better at making decisions with long-term consequences in mind. You'll also get better at understanding who you are, outside of what your friends think.
I know my friends are mean, but they're just joking.
If your friends are mean, maybe they're not actually your friends.
Maybe, but it's scary not to have any friends.
I know, but it's scarier not to stand up to bullies and let them run your life.
Is that what adults do? Stand up to bullies so they don't ruin our lives?
I really wish that's what we did. But no, we don't. We often let bullies run our lives, and sometimes I'm afraid we're too late to change. I guess that's why I'm thinking about you.